Hi everyone and welcome to English 111. What we have here is your course syllabus, which is in Moodle for you. I know I want you to read through all of it and understand what we're looking at as far as this course this semester, but I also wanted to touch on a couple really important policies in this class. The first here is attendance. Attendance is very important, even though it's not a seated course, it is online. It's very important that you attend class virtually, which means you need to log in at least 2 to 3 times per week. If a student shows 14 consecutive days of inactivity in Moodle, which means not logging in at all or not submitting assignments, they will be withdrawn from the course immediately. So please understand that you have to log in, even if it's just to check announcements, grades, whatever. Just log in at least 2 to 3 times per week. The next section is the grading. It's how everything is weighted in this class. And as you can see, you can't just go into the grade book and do your own calculations. Everything is weighted differently. And as you can see, the essays and the research essay are 70% of your grade. So this is an English course, so there's a lot of writing. You have to submit essays in order to pass the class. Not submitting an essay can be detrimental to your grade. 10-point grading scale. Late work, I do not accept late work unless it's discussed with me either before the due date or no more than 48 hours after the due date. Because I know how things happen, I get it, but please make sure you keep contact with me. Failure to submit the final research paper, which serves as your final exam, will result in a failing grade no matter what your average is, so you have to submit the research essay. Revisions, I do not give extra credit, however, revising is a part of the writing process. I will allow students to revise and resubmit any graded assignment that they submit. So if you're not satisfied with your grade, you're more than welcome to revise it and resubmit it. Revisions will be due by December 2nd to the revisions link in the course resources tab in Moodle. And again, all this is in your syllabus. Technology requirements. Students who are taking an online class must have access to a working computer and reliable internet. Having technical issues and difficulties is not an excuse for not submitting work. So you need to make sure that you are able to get to a working computer and reliable internet should you need it. Google Docs, I want to discourage students from using Google Docs because whenever the link is submitted through Moodle, it changes the formatting, which can cause point deductions. So if you have to use Google Docs, please make sure you download or change it to a Word document and then submit it. Because otherwise it's going to be messed up and you might end up with point deductions. So Word documents are what need to be submitted. Don't submit a PDF document either, because I can't go in and actually put comments on your essay and give it back to you, give the feedback. So with a Word document, I'm able to do that. Plagiarism, this is a big deal. I know a lot of you are probably going to be new to documentation and MLA documentation, so we're going to learn as we go. But I do want you to understand what plagiarism is and what the offense is for plagiarism, and that there are different types of plagiarism, intentional and unintentional. Either way, no credit can be given for an essay that's plagiarized. And so I've listed some bullet points here that are very important for you to look at, that if an assignment is requiring that you cite sources, you have to do what you're supposed to do as far as MLA guidelines go. You have to make sure you do your best to attempt to cite sources both within your essay and on your works cited page. And what you have listed on your works cited page, they must match up to what you've cited within your essay and vice versa. It's got to match up. 0 credit will be given for essays that contain any of this right here. Okay, so please make sure you double check this, and if all else fails, ask. But as we get into MLA documentation, we won't do that with the first essay, but as we get into it, you'll be able to see what it is and ask questions along the way. Submitting assignments. All assignments are to be submitted in Moodle. No assignments emailed to me because they get lost. I get a lot of emails every day, so please make sure that you submit all assignments in Moodle. Essays will be submitted in a program called Turnitin, and Turnitin actually scans your work, all work, for potential plagiarism. And back to plagiarism too, you do not want to submit work that you have submitted previously for other classes. That's considered self-plagiarism, believe it or not. So do not submit any work that you have previously submitted for other classes. What you submit for this class has to be original work for this class. Here's your assignment schedule. It's tentative. Things can change. We may end up having to change and spend an extra week on something, just depending on where we're at. But everything is pretty much set by due dates in Moodle. Okay, so follow the due dates. I've also put on here revision due dates, just so you understand that everything can have a revision. Every one of these can have a revision, except for this last one. Okay, the argument essay will require an outline, a rough draft, and then your final. And those have to be required because I'm not going to be able to allow a revision for that essay because I give the last possible minute to do it. And there's just no time left. So that's the reason why I'm requiring a rough draft for that essay, so that we can get problem areas ironed out prior to submitting the final draft. And then you have your reflective essay at the end. General college policies, should you need to know anything about these, are also at the end of your syllabus document. But please don't hesitate to contact me should you have any questions or concerns about the syllabus, about any assignments, because that's what I'm here for. All of my information is at the front or the top of this syllabus document, and also in Moodle. I look forward to a great semester.